So tonight is the opening night, and the opening night since the inception of Art Toronto has been a benefit for the Art Gallery of Ontario, and it's a 15-year-long partnership, and it's really been a great partnership. They bring an incredible group of guests to the opening night, of collectors, of curators. Since the beginning of this partnership, the art fair has raised $4.8 million for the Art Gallery of Ontario, and they have added over 30 pieces to their collection that they have purchased at Art Toronto on opening night. I think that's a pretty cool thing. You can visit the AGO right now, actually, up on the 5th floor and see work that they bought at the fair. This year, because it is the 15th anniversary, we really put a lot of time and resources into bringing these very large-scale projects on a scale that we've never done before. We worked with the National Gallery of Canada this year as a partner, and we worked on a project with BGL, who will be representing Canada at the Venice Biennial in 2015. BGL is a collective of 3 artists from Quebec. The piece that we have here this year is a carousel called Canada Fancy.
C'est un projet qu'on a fait pour le MASMOCA en 2012, je crois. C'était une exposition qui s'appelait Au Canada. Et puis le MASMOCA du Massachusetts, c'était un gros show. Et ils nous ont donné la possibilité de faire une œuvre devant le pavillon. On a décidé de présenter Canada de Fantasy. Et là, c'est un projet fait avec des barrières de sécurité. Il y a 4 personnes à la fois qui peuvent faire un tour. Et il n'y a pas de moteur, c'est juste poussé à la main.
And it's been an incredible project to work with the National Gallery, to work with their curators, to work with their director, to work with their installation team, to work with the artists. So many people have been involved in this, and it's the biggest project to date that we've ever done in Art Toronto, and it's exciting. Another fantastic feature is Pavilion of the Blind by Jennifer Marmon and Daniel Borens, who go by Marmon and Borens, and this is a piece that also has not been shown in Toronto before, though they have shown it at their gallery, Kristen Tierney in New York, and it's an unbelievable piece, and it's the first thing you see when you enter the art fair.
It's at the entrance of the art fair and is framed and set with the city behind it in a glass atrium. It's site responsive in that sense. That is animated, kinetic, motion activated, and it blends high art with mass visual culture and the availability of residential window coverings.
We have a section called Next, which is for our young galleries. So all the galleries in that section have been open for 8 years or less. We've decided to create a lounge space to sort of define that section. Thrush Holmes, a Toronto-based artist, created what we call the Next Lounge. He's named it the Break Room. He showed up here a couple days ago with a truck full of materials and a couple guys, and they built this house out of plywood, and there's seating in it, and there's collage on it, and there's neon, and there's lots of other pieces and parts to it, and I'll be curious to see how it's used over the course of the fair. I think it's been really great this year to work on breaking up the floor plan and changing it and taking space that was formerly dedicated to commercial galleries and just saying, you know what, we're going to remove some of those this year, we're going to accept fewer galleries, and we're going to do these big projects instead to celebrate our anniversary.
We've been coming to Toronto to this art fair for the past 3 years, largely to exhibit our artists internationally and get out there and find beautiful new faces and art buying collectors, and Canada was a sort of natural choice. And it's great to be here now on our 3rd year and recognise faces from the first year we were here.
I think the mix of galleries is highly important. For myself, you know, it gives me a chance to see what the rest of the world may have, but also for other buyers to see opportunities to see new work. I think some of the more significant pieces in our house, I can name at least 2, have come directly from the first day of the fair.
I've always felt that Canada needs a fair, and it's obvious that it should be in Toronto, which is our biggest city. It's close to New York and Montreal. It's a very good looking fair this year. There have been some improvements with new walls, better lights. So I'm pleased to see that the direction is upwards and onwards.
I'm just really grateful this fair exists. I remember 15 years ago, I was here at the very, very beginning of the fair. It's important to have an art fair, to be in a place where people can come and discover you as opposed to go all the way where you are. And meeting people halfway is a wonderful thing that fairs actually provide. I wish another wonderful 15 and 15 more after that of great success for this fair.